What is happening, all you minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today for an advanced look at the Venom Omnibus Volume 3 from Marvel Comics. So, please stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us an advanced copy of Venom Omnibus Volume 3. This omnibus is due out in the direct market on November 4th, then a couple of weeks later in the book market. So we're going to take a closer look at this and what it collects. Really quick, I did want to say that this is the standard edition cover. The variant cover, the direct market cover, will only be available in the direct market. So that's the cover here on the left. That is the Mike Deodato tongue cover, as I like to call it. Actually, I kind of dig that. And then this is the standard edition by Sam Keith, who did the covers for the first, I guess it was the very first Venom ongoing series. So here are all three of the Venom Omnis. So you have Volume 1, which is going to be reprinted because right now it is out of print, Volume 2, and Volume 3. And for the first time, I have to say, this is a really cool way to collect the story of Venom, because we're doing it in chronological order, because Venom hopped around a lot through issues of Spider-Man, and then he would show up in issues of Darkhawk, and then he got his own miniseries, and then he got a lot more miniseries. But from the beginning, this collects Lethal Protector, so it starts kind of like his redemption arc. But if you want to know more about Venom, that's where this omnibus comes in, and this is Spider-Man vs. Venom Omnibus, or you can get the David Michelinie and Todd McFarlane Omnibus that does it in chronological order, but this mainly focuses on the symbiote merging with Eddie Brock. This is also available in Epic Collection format, coming out soon. And if you want to start at the very, very beginning, with just the Alien Costume Saga, there's two collections of this Alien Costume Saga, and then the Road to Venom trade paperbacks. But let's get back to this Venomnibus. Here's what all the spines look like together, and then the backs. This one here, Volume 3, retails for $125, and what I didn't mention was on the spine is a picture by Paco Medina, and we'll talk about where it's from. Let's look at it under that dust jacket. And under the dust jacket, you get this amazing image of Venom fighting Wolverine by Paco Medina. So let's take a look in here. We have these blue bookend pages. And then there's these Mike Deodato tongue that I talked about. Here are all the credits, the creators behind here. And then we kick it off with Peter Parker Spider-Man number 9. Now this is Peter Parker Volume 2. So, not to be confused with Volume 1. I promise to do a Spider-Man reading order sometime soon to clarify all of this. So, this collects Peter Parker Spider-Man, the 1999 series, 9 and 10, and then issue 12, the A story, 16 and 17, and then Nova has a little part of 6, and then issue 7, Amazing Spider-Man, this is the 1999 series again, issue number 12, the A story, and issue number 19, Spectacular Spider-Man 1 through 5. It's the 2003 series. So what I would consider Volume 2. And then, for the first time, like I mentioned, the Venom ongoing series, issues 1 through 18. Venom vs. Carnage 1 through 4, which was already collected in the Carnage Omnibus. Marvel Knights Spider-Man 7 through 8 and 11. I find that very interesting that they're collecting those, and I'll talk about why here when I get there. And Sensational Spider-Man 38 and 39. There's also Spider-Man and Fantastic Four number 2. And then material from Spider-Man Family 1 and 2. The book has 1,088 pages. So it kicks off with Venom and Eddie Brock being separated because of the events of what happened in the last Venomnibus. This kicks off with Eddie not remembering who Peter Parker is, or that he has any ties to Spider-Man. So, of course, the symbiote wants to join with him again because he can't live without a human host. And we get Venom again. So, you may have seen some of this collected in the John Byrne Omnibus, but I know that the stuff back here from Howard Mackie and John Romita Jr. was not collected in oversized format. It's only been collected in the trade paperback format. And that's called The Next Chapter. There's 3 of those, and then The Revenge of the Green Goblin to finish out that run. And then this stuff is also collected in those trade paperbacks, the John Byrne issues. But I really find it interesting the way that John Romita Jr. drew Venom because he draws him kind of skinny. He draws him a lot different than previous artists. So I'm used to the big, oversized, over-muscular art. Then we get Eric Larson actually coming in and drawing Venom, and he's the one that created the really long tongue because he mistook what he saw in a picture from Todd McFarlane. But he's back drawing Venom. And then there's, like I mentioned, John Byrne. But then we kick off Spectacular Spider-Man. This is the Paul Jenkins story with art by Humberto Ramos. And this introduces a new storyline where Eddie Brock is sick, and the only thing that can save him is if he stays bonded to the symbiote. And Spider-Man has a decision to make. Does he let Eddie Brock die, or does he let him live by letting the symbiote take over him? I will leave you to find out what happens. Now, I am censoring the final page of that storyline because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I did want to look at this awesome cover by Sam Keith for the ongoing series of Venom. Now, he's had many miniseries in the past, but this is his very first ongoing series. It is written by Daniel Way, and I think it's Francisco Herrera is the artist that kicks it off, at least the first 6 issues. It's a very similar style to Humberto Ramos, and it's a lot different. It's a different take on Venom. It's more like The Thing, the movie The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. And Francisco Herrera takes a break, I think, in issue 7. Actually, let's talk about this really quick, because I found this interesting, because during this month, Marvel took some of its titles, like Mystique and Runaways, that was the other one, and did this with it to try to capture the manga audience. And they called it the Tsunami line. So now Paco Medina, this is where the first time I saw his art. Actually, this is the first time I saw his art and Scotty Young, who ends up wrapping up this run. I think he does the final 6 issues. And then this is where the spine and Under the Dust Jacket come from. His artwork here and the cover. Again, it's a big mystery. Daniel Way writing that story. And then wrapping it up here with Scotty Young's take on Venom. Now, it only lasted 18 issues. I always did like this colors that he used there. I really like Scotty Young's artwork. Like, I think this is the first time I saw his work. He's a freaking phenomenal artist that has a very cartoon look to his art, but it works. And now he's just blown up. He's drawing covers. He's writing his own comics. So it's really cool to go back and look at his first published work, at least at Marvel. And that leads into the Venom versus Carnage storyline. This is Peter Milligan writing it, and it's Clayton Crane doing this amazing artwork. And yes, that was collected in the Carnage Omnibus. Now, to wrap it up, because I got to get to the end here, because I'm talking way too much about the story. Sorry about that. But you all know me. I love talking about these books. This is the Marvel Knights run by Mark Millar and Terry Dodson. And to me, I always thought it was semi non-canon because it was just part of the Marvel Knights line. But I forgot that something happens here where the symbiote, he leaves Eddie Brock for some reason, I'm not going to spoil why, and is now joined with, or rather having a symbiosis with Mac Gargan, otherwise known as the Scorpion, and this is what his outfit looks like. And he stays with Mac Gargan for quite a while. And honestly, that's where this storyline, or this omnibus rather, wraps up, with Mac now having the symbiote. Now, the final storylines that wrap up the series is the flashback, the Fantastic Four, and then the Spider-Man family. These are 2 flashback stories. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do a Venomnibus Volume 4. I haven't seen anything solicited for that. And I'm not sure what it will contain. I mean, if they're doing everything in chronological order, and if they are to do a Volume 4, then absolutely it would be the Mac Gargan years. And then maybe we can get an Agent Venomnibus and a Donny Cates Venomnibus. And you all know me, I love this format. Let's look at the extras in the back. Now I'm censoring the Spider-Man Fantastic Four ending. Here's a Wizard cover. More Wizard covers. Miss Wizard magazine. Spectacular Spider-Man original pages. This is the cover art from issue number 12 by Mike Deodato. Sketches. New Venom sketches by Frank Cho. And then some cover sketches. That's the second printing of the Spider-Man family, number 1. Let's look at this binding really quick. I'm sure you could tell as I was flipping through those pages that it is sewn binding, and there's that which means that you're going to get very little to none gutter loss. As far as the paper quality, it is this glossy paper making that artwork pop out. Now, it could be that I had my volume 2 out just a few seconds ago, and I was flipping pages through there to remind me what happened. But it seems like this one is a little thinner. The paper quality is thinner on this omnibus compared to volume 2. Not very much, just very little. And that, as they say, is that. And that was the content and the page count and the build of this omnibus. Let me know in the comments down below if you are picking this up, if you're looking forward to the reprint of Venom Omnibus Volume 1 in case you missed out on it, if you already have Venom Omnibus Volume 1 and 2 and you're just going to see the Venom story collected in omnibus format, leave all those comments down below. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. More importantly, please everybody stay healthy, stay safe out there, and much love to all of you.